Right now it is time for us to check sports. Let's bring in Mike Cozzi. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning.
And how are you this morning?
I'm good.
All right, I have to, when I opened up my computer this morning and I looked for stories to talk about, this popped right up in front of me. Hang on a second here, let me bring it up. Are you ready for this?
Shoot.
Okay. The Yankees, George Steinbrenner II, or third, or whatever, vows he's going to keep Aaron Boone, Brian Cashman, even as the Yankees struggle. So it's obvious that Hal is not the apple that dropped from the tree.
Well, that's not true, because how many times did George say Billy's not going anywhere, and 2 days later he was on a train to Peoria? We'll see what happens, see how it plays out. Somebody's got to go.
Yeah.
Somebody has to go. I think they both need to go. Boone's not a good manager. He never was a good manager. But who are you going to get to replace him? That's the thing. And Cashman has to go. It's 22 years with one championship. I mean, for a team that's their motto is you got rings. Well, they haven't got many rings lately.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
The entire organization has fallen. They're fundamentally terrible. The team in the locker room appears to be lost. There's no fire in this team. But then again, you look at the players. You got a catcher that can't catch, a shortstop that can't make plays. Your pitching staff's depleted. Your big pitcher, as soon as they take the pine tar away from him, can't pitch anymore. Your lineup doesn't fear a team of Girl Scouts playing softball. So something has to be done. And in my opinion, it starts with Cashman, and then when you find somebody that can take his place, Boone goes too. But both need to go. It's not a situation where you're going to get. You can go out and get whoever you want to name. You can go out and get Tony La Russa, just you throwing a name out there. The Yankees team is not going to be any better because their team isn't good. We've been saying that for a long time. People think whatever, but that's the facts, and you have to face it. The team's not that good, and they have to make moves. I don't know what their minor league system looks like, but they have to look ahead, not behind. They have to make the right moves with upcoming free agents, one being Aaron Judge. Do you want to keep him? Is he something that you can build your team on? Personally, I don't think so. But, I don't get paid to make these decisions. I don't know anything. I only said the Knicks had to get rid of Marshmello Anthony and company for years, and when they finally did, they were a good team. But, I don't know what I'm talking about. But the Yankees need to make changes. They need to make the right changes, and they just don't need to make a change of getting rid of Boone for somebody because that's not going to solve anything.
All right, and here's the typical thing. The Mets lost to the Braves 4-3, even though Jacob deGrom struck out 14 batters.
Well, yeah, I mean,
in 7 innings.
Again, the media is evil. With what they did with Mississippi State last night, they're doing the same thing to deGrom. He gave up 3 runs in the first inning. He gave up a home run. He gave up a home run on a good pitch. It was a 100-mile-an-hour fastball on the outside corner that the guy hit. I mean, if it is legitimately 100 miles an hour on the outside corner, the guy should automatically go to Cooperstown hitting the ball like that. It happens to everybody. He hasn't given up that many runs, I don't know how long. All of a sudden, it's like, whoa, was he hurt? Is this? The guy had a bad inning. He had a bad inning. After that, he was untouchable. Like you said, he struck out 14 guys.
In 7
Where was the Mets offense?
Yeah.
He only gave up 3 runs. Where was the Mets offense? The Mets offense came from their left fielder, Smith, who hit 2 home runs in one game. That's not going to happen again until Halley's Comet shows up. Where's the Mets offense? The Mets are anemic offensively. Watching the Mets-Yankees series this weekend is going to be, I don't want to say it, but it's going to be like watching 2 babies that don't know how to walk learn how to walk. I'll be nice. I'll say it that way.
All right. So anyway,
and the Yankees are lucky they don't get deGrom, or else they get embarrassed this weekend.
Yeah. Well, they're probably going to get embarrassed anyway. It's just, anyways. What What else is there? What else is there to talk about in sports? There's one other thing that. Oh, I there's the, there's a story on the Giants. Kyle Rudolph. He's the tight end that joined the Giants this year.
I thought he was in Santa's sleigh.
I didn't even know they got him, and I don't know anything about him.
Who is he?
He was a tight end for the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay.
But he's speaking and saying all these things about the Giants, but he hasn't been a Giant yet. He hasn't played his first Giant game.
What is he saying?
Oh, it's just that they're going to be this, they're going to be that, and Daniel Jones is.
You mean in a positive light?
Yeah, and they're
Right.
they're going to be better than they were. Judge is a better coach than they've had, but to say that Daniel Jones is as good as they come on, no, it's calm down. Daniel Jones has got to prove himself.
Yeah, but what do you want him to say?
I know.
We need a quarterback? I mean, he's a new guy in the locker room. He's saying everything positive. He's doing all the things he's supposed to do. He can't do more than that. He can't come out and pass judgment, even though everybody knows it. So he's doing the right things. So I don't know. He really can't say anything negative.
Yeah.
If he was to say something negative, people would be on that same train saying, look, this guy hasn't played it down yet, and he's tearing the Giants apart.
I just don't build the whole thing with the Giants. Don't try to build up expectations because they'll only disappoint you. But anyway.
Yeah, but they sign his paycheck.
Yep.
He can't say it. You can, but he can't. They sign his paycheck. He can't say something like that.
All right. Now, do you have any racing this weekend?
Racing tomorrow stinks. We're in a situation now where there's not a lot of racing. Churchill Downs is shut down. Churchill Downs, when it comes back in September and November, will have no grass racing. There's no grass racing in Maryland because of what's going on down there with their turf courses. Who knows? So we're limited to Belmont. And tomorrow's Belmont card, there's 2 stakes, but they're not good stakes. The 8th race is... Not the 8th race. The 9th race is the Perfect Sting. It's a $100,000 overnight race. Hopefully it stays on the grass. Not a lot of horses in it. There's 9 horses. 2 of them are main track only. So the favorite's going to be the 9, Viadera, trained by Chad Brown. Real cool thing happened yesterday at Belmont. I read Ortiz, as I called one of the Jesse James gang. When he comes off the turn, he kind of lets his horses just go right and do whatever they want to do. Well, he was on a horse yesterday that was much the best in the race and won. But when he came off the turn, he did his little spin he always does, and he knocked 2 horses. He knocked 2 horses sideways. Well, guess what happened to the great Ortiz? He got DQ'd and placed 5th. Thank goodness Naira finally did something against this criminal, because he does it time and time again and gets away with it. I hope he gets days, and I hope he gets a good fine, because he needs to stop doing this, because he impedes other horses all the time and gets away with it. So tomorrow, for this Chad Brown horse, Rosario's up on the horse. Horse is going to be a very, very short price. I'm going to try to beat him with 2 horses. One horse is the 7 horse, Medita, trained by Armand Delacour. Horse hasn't been out since last year, has some early speed. Velasquez has been riding real good on the front end. Hopefully he can get out in front and milk it a little bit. And the other horse I'm looking at in the race is the 3 horse, Princess Grace, trained by Michael Stidham. Another horse that hasn't been out since last year, this being in November. This horse has 3 starts on the turf with 2 wins and a second, and another in an off-the-turf race, the horse won by 2. Training real good at Fair Hill for Stidham. I'm going to try to beat the favorite with Princess Grace, and then use, like I said, I'm going to use the 7 horse, Medita, and the favorite, I'm doing this off my phone, Viadera in my exactas. The 10th race is the Suburban, which used to be a real nice race. It's a grade 2, going 1.25 miles, which is a turn and a half at Belmont. They start on the far turn. You got 2 big favorites in here going to go against each other. One is the 6 horse, Happy Saver, at 6-5. The other horse is Mystic Guide at even money. Mystic Guide last ran in UAE in Medan back in March, hasn't been seen since. Training Good at Fair Hills for Michael Stidham, and Happy Silver's Todd Pletcher's horse, undefeated, 5-for-5 lifetime. This horse won the Jockey Club Gold Cup at 2-1 last year, and is training good at Belmont. So you got an even money and a 6-5 in this race. I'm going to try to beat them with the one horse, Moretti. This horse is coming out of the Brooklyn off a layoff since last August. Has won races at Belmont, 3 starts with a win, a second, and a third. The unheralded Flavian Pratt rides. He's the best rider in California, no doubt. California's riding at a lesser track until, I think, 2 weeks from now when Del Mar opens up. So Pratt, he'll be riding in New York this weekend. I'm going to take a shot Moretti at 10-1 to beat the 2 favorites. It's going to be an uphill battle, but $4 horses don't do anything for me. So in the Suburban, one play, the one horse, Moretti. There's 2 stakes every day this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday at Belmont, but need to pay attention to the weather to see what goes on with that. So I don't have anything for Sunday or Monday yet, so the only thing I can give you guys are these 2 races.
All right. Well, I want you to have a good weekend watching the Yankees and the Mets.
Yeah, I'll watch that for the lack of nothing else. I mean, tonight, Stanley Cup will probably be over. I don't think Montreal has a shot to beat Tampa, and Tampa goes up 3-0. That's over. So, very lackluster Stanley Cup. The Stanley Cup was the Islanders and Tampa Bay. Whoever's going to won that, I thought would win the Stanley Cup, and it does look like Tampa Bay's going to go through this like a hot knife through butter.
All right. Well, I want you to have a good weekend anyway, and we'll check with you Monday.
I'll be here. Have a good weekend, guys.
Happy 4th.
Yes, you too.
Bye-bye. Mike Cozzi with the Check on Sports this morning here on Robin Hood Radio.